We are live.
We have video. We have video. What's up, dude?
Hey, man.
Dude, thanks for coming.
Hey, thrilled to be here.
This is cool, dude. You drove all the way here to do this show. That's awesome, bro.
It's been a real Lord of the Rings kind of journey.
No doubt, dog.
Traffic, two crazy mics.
Yeah. How was Frodo?
How was what?
How was Frodo?
Oh, dude.
That's my boy.
He was in the car the whole time with me. His spirit was with me. He said, "Keep going."
We used to call him Ring Neck in high school, and it's because he used to choke himself when he would masturbate in the stall. The one time I called him, and I was like, "Fro dog."
Oh.
I was like, "Is this happening right now?" And he was like, "My precious." That's all he said, obviously.
That's funny, man.
Hell yeah, dude. Dude, glad you came here. For the people at home who don't know, this is Jack Snodgrass, comedian, former pro baseball player.
Former pro baseball player.
That's such a cool thing, dude. That's I think that's a big reason for me, like when I heard that about you, that I wanted to like kind of hear your story and like how you came up, because that's such an interesting like kind of transfer, and you know, to kind of go from a pro sports player to being a comic. Like that's crazy, bro.
Yeah. So I never played in the big leagues, but I think if I did, I would never have started comedy.
Okay.
Because no one was trying to hear that.
Right.
Like a guy who played in the big leagues bitch about his life, you know?
Yeah.
But the minor leagues, it keeps me relatable. You
Dude.
know, like just relatable enough.
Yeah, you're almost like what's Eastbound and Down. What's Danny McBride?
Yeah, Danny McBride. Yeah.
So you were like at that level, basically, like where it's like minor. You still have
Kenny
shit to
Powers.
bitch about. Kenny Powers.
Yeah, Kenny Powers.
What did I call him?
Yeah, it was very much like that.
Yeah.
For real. Because he actually played in the big leagues and he had a fall from grace.
Right.
I never got to grace.
I love that show so much, though. You got to love it as a baseball fan too, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Play
course.
down in Mexico.
Yeah, no, I played in Venezuela.
Turn the mic around. You got to talk into this front of the circle. Yeah, if you pick it up, then try it now.
Is that better?
Yeah, there you
Okay.
go. You were talking to the back of it. It's okay.
Yeah.
You couldn't see it because the cover.
Talking to the ass of the microphone.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
at home are gonna be like, "What is it? What is he saying in the back? Do you guys have him in a pillowcase?" We actually did, but that was before the show, so he gets to come out every episode.
Hell yeah.
That was creepy. I got weird. So you went to college, right out of high school for ball. Yeah,
Yeah. I went to Walter State.
Was that a scholarship, or did you just get picked up from a team?
It was a scholarship,
Okay.
but not much of one, because in high school I was hurt. Like I didn't basically play my senior year.
Okay.
My elbow was fucked up, and so I thought my going into my senior year, I kind of had like some clout. Like there was professional teams looking at me a little bit, and I was getting like some attention from bigger schools. And I was like, hell yeah, dude.
It's almost like maybe it helped you. You think because it gave you like a little bit of a, like, he's going away for right now. This kid's like, maybe people talk about you that you got injured and you kind of couldn't play.
Probably.
Like, where's he at?
If I had gone to a major university, I wouldn't have sniffed the field because I just wasn't ready. But at a community college, I had the opportunity, because that was like the pitch for community colleges, because we were really good. I was like, I'm gonna go play community college with a bunch of fucking jabronis.
Yeah.
Like an adult softball league. But it wasn't like that at all.
Okay.
The team I signed with, that they had just won the national championship, and I showed up the first day of practice, and I was the only dude on the team who had not been drafted. And I was like, dude, like I'm gonna have to go home on Thanksgiving and tell my parents how I got redshirted at community college.
Oh wow, dude.
I was like, this is bad.
Yeah.
This is bad. So everyone was very good, and I played a lot my freshman year, and I was okay. But they were just so much, and so many people were taking steroids and shit in community college. It was crazy.
Just vicious.
It was insane.
They were all trying to get to the big leagues,
yeah,
though, right?
It was all people who were like
any
very,
avenue.
Yeah, they didn't really have the grades to go to like big schools, but they had the talent.
Yeah.
So, and they could keep draft eligibility by going, because if you go to like university, if you go to Ohio State out of high school, you can't get drafted till your junior year. But out of community college, you were draft eligible every single year.
Okay.
So it gives you a lot of flexibility.
As far as flexibility and like when you are a ball player, do you get leniency, do you say, with like your courses and like showing up to class and like actually having to do the curriculum? I mean, is there any sort of leniency as far as like the guys who were like the best players in the school?
I'm sure, and from my experience, no.
Okay.
College baseball, no, because no one cares.
Okay.
College football,
Yeah.
or basketball, I'm sure that shit happens. But baseball, we never generated enough money for anyone to like give us to like turn the other way. You know, we were
Okay.
always like,
Well, yeah, he's good at sports, but that's why he's
yeah,
here.
no, they were super strict. We had to go to class. GPA was important. And like if they caught you not going to class, they would make everyone else run while you watched them, and they'd be like, "Hey, Bobby fucked up and didn't go to class, but the rest of you assholes got to run."
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
So it's
they
like military.
Oh
almost
yeah, very much
in that
very
way,
much.
as
Yeah,
far
a
as the
lot
strict
of
pressure.
a lot of punishment. Like we get caught drinking or partying, and they would just fucking
Damn.
they would wreck us, dude. It was bad, like
Damn.
real bad.
So how long were you in school?
2 years there, and then I transferred to Austin P State University.
And where's that? P State?
Where do you think it is?
Austin,
Take a
Texas?
No, that's what everybody says. It's in Clarksville, Tennessee. Which is basically Nashville,
Okay.
like 40 miles west. But yeah, Austin P. I was there for 3 years. My junior year, I got there. I was kind of like a hot shit recruit. Like
Yeah.
they brought me in to be like a guy for them. And I was like, hell yeah, dude. I was like, this is like, and I'd gotten like physically mature, and like I was really kind of coming into my own, and I was like, dude,
What position did you play?
it's pitcher.
You were a pitcher.
Mm-hmm. And
So you're fucking knocking them out, huh? Striking them out?
So that wasn't really at that point, I was starting to get like dominant.
Yeah.
A little bit. Like I was like, hell yeah. I was like, this. I'm envisioning what I wanted to become. Hell
Yeah.
yeah. But then I got hurt. I tore my labrum and had a horrible season full of pain and disappointment.
You still played through the tear.
Yeah, because it just hurt.
Okay.
But it was functional.
And that's in your arm?
Yeah. But then it got so bad to where it wasn't functional. Like my arm was like clicking and locking out of place, and I was like, oh fuck, like this is.
My boy Baker Mayfield just had the same injury.
Yeah.
No
you
kidding.
you can run. You can play through it if it's not. It's the rotator cuff that my rotator cuff was frayed, but I'm sure his is too. But you can play through it through a little bit, but eventually it kind of stops. But so then I missed my true senior year with the surgery, and then I came back my 5th year senior year and was kind of a different person and a different pitcher, much more mature, and just kind of like happy to be there, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'd bought into it. I was like, dude, I'm going to get drafted. I'm going to make money. Like because I was really feeling confident in like seeing a future. But when I got hurt, it changed everything, you know?
Yeah.
And
Did you think to yourself like maybe you weren't cut out for it, or just you had a bad break, or like what was your kind of thought process? Because you obviously still played after that, right? You go to the you actually go to the leagues,
yeah.
Anyway, so like how was that fallout and then recovery from that situation? How did you come back?
It was actually kind of nice. Like it was obviously like worst case scenario because having that big of a surgery that young is like automatically puts a cap on your career.
Because the people know that you've been injured before and you only
you're
have so many
goods.
miles.
Yeah, you're damaged goods.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
damaged goods, yeah. And so a lot of people, they tear their elbow ligament and get Tommy John surgery. Have you heard of that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like a very basic, just they usually pull a ligament out of you somewhere and they tie it up. But that's usually what pops on pitchers. But I didn't have that. And it's so common that if you have it, it's not that big of a deal. People come back from it sometimes twice. The shoulder, way different. Like
Gotcha.
the surgery had come along, you know, quite a bit in the last like the 10 years before I got it. But that used to be something that ended your career. Like
No
in
shit.
the 80s and 90s, it like you're done. But
Now, you got this in college, right? So
Yeah.
you're probably thinking at first like, am I gonna go anywhere after this, right? Or you,
no, I was crazy. I was like, I'm coming back.
You come- no matter what.
I'm coming back. I'll be better, and it'll all be fine.
dude, it's drive like that makes great, not just athletes but great people.
Well, thank
People
you.
that fucking dude. That's seriously that's cool, dude. That's dope. You're like, no, my shoulder was gonna fall off, and I was like, I'm gonna go back the next season.
Yeah,
Like,
I
that's
just-
powerful shit.
Well, I had nothing else going for me, bro. I was like, this is it. I have no plan B. It's
Just a
just
young
fucking baseball.
stud
I
out
had
there, fucking in Tennessee, just fucking. He was like, "Well, there's always the coal farm, Mama, or the
Yeah.
coal mines.
for
I'm
real.
just gonna
though.
stay down here, Mom."
It's now that I'm a comic, it's clear that I still don't have a plan B. You know what I'm saying? Like I did then, I don't now.
Right. I was
just-
gonna be like, "Is this your plan B?"
But let's see. So 5th year senior year was really cool. Like it was like I could not have asked for a better like last year of college.
Yeah.
Then I got drafted and then played with the Giants and Rangers for the next 5 or 6 years. Most of my time was in Double-A, which is like that's legit minor leagues. I feel like, I feel like they say that if you can play in Double-A, then you can play in the big leagues.
Those are the guys that are next up, though. Typically, right? They get drafted. If they're not drafted from the other teams, then typically they are drafting them from the minors.
It's a pool of players that if you can like have success there, then all of Major League Baseball sees it and will give you. It puts you in like an elite portion because in the big leagues, there's not much difference between your average big leaguer and your average Double-A guy.
Yeah.
Other than like salary, but the only thing is the big leagues, the pressure's higher, it's way more competitive.
Yeah.
And they're superstars and Hall of Famers and like vets.
You have to be like a certain type of person to even handle that.
For sure.
To be around those guys and to rub elbows with them and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, success in the minor leagues does not guarantee any success in the big leagues. There's been a lot of guys. I mean, it's there to me. Looking at now that I'm out, I feel like there's 3 types of big leaguers. There's kind of like just the main pool of guys who were good in Double-A and Triple-A, and they're kind of up and down in the big leagues. And then there's like guys who play 5, 6, 7, 8 years in the big leagues, kind of vets. And then there's like superstars that people build their franchises around. And I was neither of the top 2. I would have been a guy who was just kind of like coming like in and out.
Yeah.
But at some point in my career, I was like, okay, I'm good enough to be in the big leagues. But I was with the Giants, and they were winning a World Series like every year when I was with them.
Yeah.
So they didn't give a fuck about the minor leagues.
Exactly.
And I didn't understand that. I was like, I'm doing well. Why not put me in the big leagues? I got a crazy idea. Let's do this.
They're like, we got a winning team already.
Yeah, they never needed me.
But it's like they have some of those teams. They have so much money that the reason that they have these minor league teams and these other things set up underneath them is because they need those crops to be growing. Because these players are going to get injured every year after year. They are replacing them with the next big thing. And you think a lot of that has to do with like social media and politics and stuff too, as far as guys who get to go to the next level? Or do you think that comes with the fame and with the signing of the big teams?
The only thing that's political about it, I think, is like guys who they're really invested in.
Mm-hmm.
They gave, an 18-year-old guy, $10 million, and they've kind of groomed him for 6 years in the minor leagues, and now he's ready to like that guy's going to get plenty of opportunity to struggle. And so it's how much they care about you.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're invested in you, then it's their right to choose who they want to be on their team.
Now, I was talking to you earlier about how some of these agents are paying the minor league players.
Yeah.
It was Tatis that took that deal.
How much money?
I can look it up real quick, but
yeah, explain to me what you guys are talking about.
Okay, so minor league players make dirt. A lot of them do. A lot of them are drafted from like South America, and they're brought up here, and they're living in rooms with like 6 other players.
So they're not even making working wages, living wages?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
They've improved it a little bit over the last couple of years, but no.
He signed a $340 million 14-year deal with the Padres.
Right.
So let's see.
This is a guy who just came out of the major leagues.
Or
the minors.
He was a rookie
a couple years ago. So you know how I said that like organizations, they pick a guy when he's 16 and they give him a lot of money and then they groom him. He's been groomed and now he's like their guy.
Okay.
He's like the LeBron of their team. He's like their future of the Padres. So he was saying something about how agents are basically giving minor leaguers cash. In return, they get a a bigger portion of their major
$350,000 while they're in the minors, and then they get like. I'm trying to find out what he had to pay his agent, because it's absolutely insane. I think it's like something like 20 to 25% of that.
Yeah, I mean,
but
those agent fees are insane. No,
but it's only that high with that type of thing because of it being like we're giving you this money so that you're able to make it, so you're not sleeping in a room with like 6 other guys.
It's like a status symbol,
but like
in a way.
$350,000 to these guys that are coming up here from like Latin America countries,
right,
and stuff like that. That's more money than they've ever seen in their whole entire life.
Those
and that's
dudes play
kind of
so hard too because they don't have off seasons down there, and it's just warm all year round.
Yeah.
They just go so fucking hard. Some of the best players in history, like Sammy Sosa, fucking those dudes don't play around down there at all.
No, I played in Venezuela for a couple winters.
Really?
Yeah.
For a couple winters, no shit.
Yeah. And that it's because because you make no money in normal minor leagues.
Okay.
But if in Venezuela or Dominican Republic or Puerto Rico, Mexico, you can actually make money. But you have to the catch is you play during your off season. So you play a full season for the Giants, and then you go to Venezuela from October to like January.
Damn. So no
And-
off days. You're just going hard all year.
But they pay well.
Yeah.
All cash, and then and then you start your next season with the Giants like 2 months later.
Yeah.
So it's a bear, but at some point it was like, damn, dude, I was like, I'm kind of stuck in Double-A. I need some extra. Like I'm running out of money. Like I can't keep playing. I can't justify this unless I get some cash.
Yeah.
So the Venezuela thing was a no-brainer, and it was awesome.
It
was so
I
sick.
was gonna
dude.
say how amazing
The
was
best.
it down there?
It was the best. Probably some of like the best baseball memories I've ever had. Like it was so sick.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, because they treat you like big leaguers down there because that is their major league season, and you're playing against a lot of other big leaguers like Venezuelan big leaguers and all that stuff. It's like a really fun, and the fans are crazy. Like
Yeah.
the game, it feels like a soccer game.
I was gonna say I'm not
Yeah.
familiar with the baseball down there, but I know the soccer fans are insane.
Yeah, it's
a
like
new
that.
world down there.
Yeah, yeah. So
I'm sure they're not beheading the umpires down there like they do like a lot of the soccer refs.
Do they behead the soccer refs?
do they?
Yeah, this was like back like probably 10 years ago. They like it was like a Brazil game, and
Made a bad call.
Damn.
A lot of that stuff down there is ran by the cartels. I mean, even the governments, it's all cartel fronts.
Yeah, I heard
and-
that shit about baseball in Taiwan.
You think? Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I
like the
heard-
mob,
I
like
heard
the
they would, like-
Yakuza.
They would like leave money in your locker, and if you took it, then they knew that
yeah, 2013.
they knew that you'd be down to fucking go out there and throw games.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now I never actually witnessed that, but that's just what I heard.
Did you play in Taiwan?
I thought about it.
You had some opportunities.
Oh well, he had it coming to him.
So the ref? You gotta
Yeah.
tell. Okay, tell us the story.
It says Brazil referee decapitated after stabbing player to
okay.
death.
To death.
yeah,
to
that
death.
changes things.
Yeah, so like I had
It's a
heard, I
bad
had
call,
only-
but I think that's a little over the top, ref.
Yeah.
The fuck?
so like yeah,
Oh wow.
they take their soccer serious
While
though.
we're still talking about baseball, I'm gonna pull up a couple of these clips to show our guy here. Curated a couple here for you.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
What we
here.
got here?
This is just a little TikTok. Dude, did you see?
I gotta see that again.
Okay,
Can you run that back? I was looking at the catcher. Oh shit! That.
Oh, bro. Oh my god. Have you ever seen anyone get hit with a bat like that?
One more time, please.
Okay, yeah. From the top.
Oh. Fuck. Is that kid bald?
I'm gonna say no.
No, my bad.
This is what I noticed the most, and for the people at home, you can't see this, but we just witnessed a kid who released a bat during a hit, and he just hit is it the ref maybe?
No, that's like his dad.
Okay, there's just an
Yeah.
older gentleman to the left of him.
That's
and
a coach.
He just throws a bat right in his face. The distance that the bat goes after it hits him is what surprises me.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Do you
spins right
see
off
it?
his face.
It's just so crazy how far it goes, all the way to the fence. Watch.
Those.
It hits the
Oh. Okay.
What kind of momentum did the kid have? I mean, he's a fucking slugger.
Yeah, get that.
Jesus, bro. That's
Those
crazy.
bats are crazy though. They're very. That doesn't surprise
Is
me.
that an aluminum?
It's aluminum
style
something.
bat?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like lightning.
What's the difference in a wooden and aluminum bat to a guy like you? Because I have no idea.
The aluminum bat hits the ball way harder. The ball comes off harder.
Is because it's a hollow bat? What's
You
this?
can-
Do you know the science behind that?
No, but
Okay.
I'll try.
Like it hits hard. I hit it hard. It goes far.
With the bat, it's harder.
Go
And
far.
It goes hard.
Metal bat make go bang. Far bang. Very primitive.
Yeah. The wood is not so strong, but the metal is stronger. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
all right. So those aluminum bats are lighter.
Okay.
So those little kids can fucking whip them around.
I got you. So even a smaller person.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
But so if they were using aluminum bats in the big leagues, somebody actually could get killed.
Okay, because
Yeah.
these guys are so strong.
So strong and yeah.
What's
So-
the fastest that someone can like throw a pitch? Like what's in the world? Do you have any idea?
It's 105 miles per hour is the
100
record.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Imagine
105 or
getting hit by
106.
that. You were a pitcher, so you didn't have to worry about that.
No,
You were the
bullshit.
guy.
I've been hitting. I have been hitting. I have been struck by balls going
Really?
over 100 miles an hour.
Really?
I throw it, they hit it, and then it hits me.
Jesus.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Jesus.
It's a guy because I wasn't that good of a fielder.
Okay.
You know, like I was all right, but like, and sometimes you make those plays, but sometimes you throw it, and it's crazy because you see it come off the bat, and you're like, fuck.
It's coming.
That's
Yeah.
and then it's on you. So you have like it's like God gives you like a millisecond to either cover your dick or your face, or and then you have to choose, and then it's on you, bro.
Oh my God, bro! And you have no idea where it's hitting. There's no way to tell. You just gotta.
No, and when it hits you, bro, it hurts so bad it doesn't hurt. Like it doesn't. It goes. You're like I know it hit
It's
me.
like a shark bite.
I don't know where.
Yeah.
I got fucked up a couple times. It sucks. It
Damn.
really sucks.
Yeah, I bet there's a lot of injuries. Not just I know we were talking about like physical injuries, like throwing stuff out or when you're running or whatever, but just people hitting you. Like that's a fucking pretty serious
That
thing.
blunt force trauma, bro.
Yeah, like that man got fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got another
That
one
was
for you. You ever
hilarious.
seen anything like this? Oh, dude! It looks like it's his
hold on.
hip though. It's his hip.
What the? Hold on. All right. So that catcher, that's his belly, right? It hit him in the belly.
It's like it's like his lower abdomen.
Yeah.
I mean that's fucked.
If he had a uterus.
it would have been over. No more
Yeah.
children for him.
Yeah. Okay. So that catcher. All right. So this is what happened. That was not an accident.
No, of course not. I mean, it's clear.
I don't know if
Look,
anyone knew
he looks at him. If you play it back, he actually looks at him.
that. Okay.
He comes into the shot, stares directly at him. Do you see how he?
All right, you got another one.
Yeah, I got another one.
All right.
So this is probably my favorite one, actually, out of the three. I saved it for last. None of these are horrible. I think they're kind of comical, and I just thought, okay, that's too loud. It's like a dad joke.
Oh, dude.
He
hit
does
that
hit hard though, huh?
really hard.
I just
Oh,
they
dude.
s- they
I played
slow-mo'd
against
it.
that dude. That's
Oh.
Rob Refsnyder.
Really?
Yeah, I know that dude.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, let's watch it again. That's funny.
Damn. Oh, okay. So when I played against him, he was not an outfielder. So,
Okay.
so
Damn. Oh, it says his
Oh,
name on his
dude.
jersey. I'm like, how does he know it's him? It says his name right on his
yeah,
jersey.
yeah.
Oh shit.
That's so funny.
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
Damn.
We got some other TikToks.
What
here.
like when you like see stuff like that, do you like have you seen anybody that's in the big leagues that you played with?
Oh, dude. Like 2 years ago, it was like half the league.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, and now it's crazy because like dudes I played against are now like superstars, like Mookie Betts and like Bellinger. Like a lot of people on the Dodgers. It's kind of crazy. Yeah, no, I would say on every roster I probably know like. Yeah, I probably know, or, like either know or I've played against, like I don't know, 5 or 6 dudes.
That's awesome though.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. So,
I mean, like-
so the Braves, they're in the World Series right now.
Yeah.
I have know or played with. I don't know, it's probably 6 or 7 of those dudes. So I'm definitely rooting for the Braves. Whenever the World Series starts, did it start tonight?
I'm not sure. I have
it
ESPN
might,
Plus,
it might
but
be,
I
it
don't.
might be tomorrow.
I haven't
I'm
looked.
not sure. I'll check real quick.
So when did you start doing comedy? Like, were you
That might have
still?
been, yeah.
Were you still? Go ahead. Yeah, you might have to hit it.
Oh, I gotta
it.
press a button.
There's no way. Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good clip.
Okay.
He's like, I gotta press
Oh,
them.
yeah. Well, no. So I
You have one too, right? Could I see it?
Yeah.
I'd like to try it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, when did you kind of transition from being a fucking pro ball player, which is like such a cool like story upbringing? I thought I really appreciate you sharing that with us.
Of course.
Like, how did that go from like?
No button.
Oh, whoa.
That's some James Bond shit right there, bro.
Okay. All right.
It's
I wasn't
it's
ready
on
for
right
this.
now.
Thing is slick. What's up?
It's on right now.
What
a
is?
jewel.
World Series.
It is?
Yep.
Ooh, what's the score?
The Braves are winning 5-1 against the Astros.
I wanted to bet on the Braves so bad, but I'm a pussy.
This is nice. That is nice, bro.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
I feel like it's about it tastes because it's almost empty.
Okay.
So I feel like the flavor's a little off, but
It's a little off. It's a little plasticky, but
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I could tell. it was very flavorful. Had some
But,
nice hints.
yeah,
in there,
very
hints of
very
green.
slick design, bro.
It's
That's
almost
it.
like
It's
a jewel
magnet.
pod, bro.
Yeah.
That is fucking fire. It's
Yeah.
such a convenient situation.
What a fucking world.
Not very questionable. You know.
No.
Compact.
And apparently, I have not done this.
Yeah.
Taking on a plane, no problem.
Yeah. Really.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
You can blow those on old ladies in Walmart, and they'll
Yeah.
just be calling their gay
No.
son like, "Listen, I love you. I understand everything you've been going through. I'm so sorry." You know what I mean? It just make you
Yeah.
just reframe your whole life real quick. These things are great. They're pure THC too. I don't think you get, well, maybe with that one, but like most of the black market ones are the ones you'll find readily available. They don't have anything else besides THC in them, right? So it's like
Yeah, these have a full.
full
they got a
spectrum.
lot of,
Full
a lot of
profile.
the black market ones have a lot of terps in them. That's why you cough a lot with them.
Right, that's
And,
the
like,
that's the stingy and like the
Yeah.
flavor that you get, the
yeah,
kind
like I
of
used
you
to get
hold on
those.
to, the
what was
weed
it?
flavor.
The dank carts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used to get the dank carts and
There's
like
been
the cereal
so many.
flavor ones.
Yeah, those
Yes.
those. Well, that's how I justify my habit as a married man. I'm like, I'll just get a medical card and get the best.
yeah.
The best, and because that way it's like I'm smoking weed, but it's doctors are giving it to me.
I know. I had to justify it too. It's like, when you're a responsible adult, you do have to justify when you're
But do
spending
you
$80
fuck
bucks
it. If it makes you
week.
a better person, who gives a fuck?
It does. That's the thing too. It's like everybody drinks. Everybody. I know people who do a lot worse, and it
Yeah,
sounds.
because I don't even drink.
Sounds misleading, or maybe like people that do worse. So I do this, but I'm not trying to. I'm not. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it is what it is. Like, if you're comfortable doing it and you have a
Fuck
way
it.
to kind of have an outlet that's not something dangerous like alcohol, I think fucking
Okay,
go
could
for
be
it, bro. I'm a
worse.
total marijuana advocate.
It's also good for like after workouts and stuff. That's why like a lot of athletes you see
working out.
Fuck
Dude,
yeah.
all right, so
In
all
general.
right, I believe this with my heart and soul. I would have made it to the big leagues if I could have smoked weed during my career.
No doubt.
100%.
No doubt. It makes you focus.
Lock
your
it,
progress.
lock it in, America.
Yeah, lock it in.
No, but no, seriously, because all right, so I'm not good at basketball,
Okay.
but now that I smoke, I'm way better. My
Okay.
jumper's gotten so much
See?
better, dude. My body
Isn't that
moves.
crazy? You just flow.
You just flow, and your mind is slower, and you can chill.
Yep.
I don't know, because so with the big leaguers, all right, this is in the minor leagues, no one could smoke weed. It was totally illegal. They just
They
changed that.
test
Like,
you guys a lot.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. But like 2
How do
years,
those guys juice? How do those guys do roids if they're testing all the time? Do they get a heads up?
you can't.
Is
so,
that WADA or who is that to test you guys? The same people that would do like the UFC kind of situation, or
I
is it
don't
just the
know.
leagues?
I guess it's just the league.
Okay.
So in the big leagues, all right. So from what I understand, no one's taking steroids anymore.
Okay.
From what everything went like it's HGH that people.
Human growth hormone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That apparently.
Or ibuprofen also. A lot of
don't know
people.
what that is.
It's a SARM, which is
Okay.
basically like a selective androgen receptor modulator.
Whoa.
So it's these companies. There's these companies in the 90s. I think the biggest one is called Radion, and they created a whole fucking encyclopedia of these very steroid-like drugs that don't give you those estrogen side effects. So
what's the catch though?
ibuprofen, there's lots of catches. No one knows long-term research because steroids have only been around since maybe like the 60s and 70s. But
Well, after more like
these
the
are only
Russians
since the
and
90s.
I feel like the Russians and Germans were doing it in like the 30s, but I don't have.
You can-
I have no basis of that.
You can still
That's
get.
something
Oh,
like
I'm
a-
sure they were. I think they were doing LSD and steroids and all that shit, bro.
Damn, dude.
I was doing Winstrol and acid for like a year straight.
What?
I swear to God, I'm not even kidding. I literally microdosed LSD, and I also was taking small doses of Winstrol like 3 times a week
Sick.
for about 6 months, and then I got off for a few months, and then got back on. So probably a total of like 10 months out of a year, I did it.
You came out a new person,
It literally changed.
unrecognizable.
Literally changed me.
Jack was
It was
right
before.
about
It was
that.
right before COVID.
1935, the German scientist
I knew it, dude.
See, dude,
Those damn Nazis.
the Nazis had it figured out. Not
What the
not in terms of their policies. That's not what I'm saying. I don't endorse anything.
I'm with you.
I don't endorse anything
I
they
know
were
what
doing,
you mean.
But
dude.
as far as their productivity for workers, I feel like they really knew what they were doing. They knew how
They
to
were
get those guys out there.
too
Listen
efficient.
to the
They were too
they're
efficient.
maybe a little too efficient. I got you.
You know,
Yeah, and
because
you
they
know,
were like, how do we get rid of the Jews?
well, they definitely had it figured out, but not all of them.
I mean, they made a
apparently,
plan. They made a plan to exterminate people. That's crazy.
It is crazy, bro. You know, there's human trafficking that still goes on till this day. I mean, there's modern day slavery going on in Libya and a lot of those third world countries that we don't see it every day, so it doesn't affect us because there's so much news now that like shit like that doesn't even come in our fucking direction. But I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not trying to take away from anything that happened during the Holocaust, but I'm just saying like I feel like there's things that happened before that, obviously, and there's also things that are happening nowadays that are
So it's not the only
tumultuous.
atrocity to ever happen.
Definitely not.
You feel like
But I'm saying it was a terrible thing. But
there's other terrible things.
there's a lot of other terrible things, and they're always going on.
You feel like the Holocaust is hogging. Is hogging all of our sad emotions.
I feel like they're taking some of
They're
the
a ball.
clout.
They're
Yeah,
like Allen Iverson.
yeah, they're taking a little bit too much of the clout. Just a little bit too much.
On a lighter
It
note,
just went sideways. It's going off the rails.
I'm comfortable.
Okay.
This is where I live. This is the space.
Oh wow! I'm gonna try to tie all this together. We know how the the Nazi Party ended. It was obviously the Nuremberg trials, and so I would like to take a look at this trial here on TikTok. This is one of my favorite TikToks right now.
That was a pretty good segue.
Wait, really?
Well, you went from Nuremberg trials
to this trial right here. So Nuremberg.
Your name's not Buttfucker 3000, you yo-ho. Logging into my court with that as your screen name. What kind of idiot logs into court like that? What's your name again?
Nathaniel Saxton, sir, but I don't believe that I typed anything like that in.
Well, that's what it says.
Oh my god! Every time I watch it, it makes me laugh so hard. Who made this? Because I really want to give him credit. Stu
there's a whole
_
bunch
BR
of them on
Stuber.
there. There's a whole bunch.
Oh man, that's so fucking funny, dude.
All right, so the backstory behind it. I looked up the article after we had initially showed this.
There's an article on that?
Yeah, there is. There's an
It's like a
article. on
viral
it.
TikTok right
It was a viral TikTok for like the past
Okay.
like month.
Okay,
And
okay.
the guy's sister had set the guy's sister had set up his Zoom account and made that his screen name, and he had no idea when he logged into court that she had put Buttfucker 3000.
Oh my god, dude, it's so funny. It's so fucking funny, dude. That's like my favorite.
Like
fucking
just
TikTok
hearing a judge say Buttfucker 3000 though, like I think that's the.
That was great.
It was so. He said, "You yo ho." I mean, that's all he had. He's an upstanding citizen. Like that's how he talked. As mad as he would ever get at someone is calling him a yo ho.
Yeah.
And he's like, "That's disrespectful." Like, bro, like you logging into my
Shit,
court. Like,
how did the other people not laugh? That's what I want to know. Like how, like if you were logged into Zoom court, would you not die laughing if someone popped up as Buttfucker 3000?
I think you have to. I didn't see everyone else's reactions.
Like I gotta
No,
go in here for you.
yeah, you know.
All right, and we're back.
Hey,
Hey. So I know we were doing TikToks. You know, we talked a lot about your baseball career and kind of your upbringing as far as school. So I'd like to talk about like how you became a stand-up comedian. It's obviously how we met and became friends.
Yeah.
So how did that kind of transition from a baseball thing into a comedy thing, or were you like influenced as a kid, or were you already doing this? When did you start doing like theater and
definitely
like,
loved
stages?
it. Definitely loved it as a kid.
Okay.
No theater, no stages,
Okay.
no music, nothing.
Okay.
I mean, baseball, I guess you could say, is a stage.
Yeah, you were always around a group of people, right? And you
Yeah.
made your friends laugh and stuff. And in the locker
Definitely,
room, you were that
definitely.
dude.
But not really. I wasn't like the clown.
Okay.
I was just a funny guy on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of low key funny. But like sometimes during the games, I get caught fucking around, and they'd be like, "Hey, come on, like pay attention to the game." I'm like,
Yeah.
Because I was a starting pitcher, so like I would pitch on Monday, and then not have to play again until like Saturday.
Okay.
So a lot of downtime. So pitchers are funny because we had a lot of time to just fuck around, because in minor league baseball, dude, you're just killing time.
And when you people watch all day, you get to know those guys, and you get to grill them, and you get the you look likes, and you know.
And honestly, bro, almost everyone in a baseball locker room is a little funny.
Yeah.
Like some people aren't, but I feel like everyone is at least, because there's so much shit to be making fun of and stuff like that, and a lot of trash talking and stuff like that. So
people really get comfortable. As people really get comfortable in an environment, they get funnier too, because they feel like they can be themselves.
No doubt.
And you're living with these people, and you guys are eating breakfast together and playing together fucking 5 days a week, and you guys all go to the same clubs, and you guys all, it's like you're so comfortable. You're just like a family.
Yep, you say whatever, man.
You say whatever the fuck you feel.
I
it
feel
makes
like
everybody laugh.
that helped me, but I never really thought about doing it. I just loved it, but I didn't know what to do with it, because I guess I was always so focused on baseball. I didn't really have, like, I had tried some creative shit. Like I wrote a couple really bad screenplays.
Okay.
While I was still playing, and when I finished playing, I got a writing job for a website in Nashville. I was covering WWE. I was like their fucking beat writer. So like a match would happen, I would have to write about it.
Would you go to the matches, or you just kind of
Nah. Other people would, but I didn't work hard enough. That was something you had to earn. I was like, I ain't trying.
So you would just watch the score at the end, basically, right? Or watch
just
it?
the whole. There's a news cycle, all that shit. So it was a straight job out of baseball, and I was like, dude, I was working like more than 40 hours a week, and really working. I mean, I was writing like 10 articles a day, dude. It was fucking insane. Like looking back, like
how many words per article? Like 1,000 plus?
No, 400.
400.
Yeah. Now sometimes you could find big quotes from old stories and clip it in, but it was about like sometimes you would need to write that story in like a minute
On every match, pretty much.
Yeah, because like it's all about being first in that publishing world. It's all about being first to publish shit in terms of getting like Google ranks.
Because everybody knows what happens. It's like who's going to be the first.
So it was insane. But I was like, well, I know I can write, but I didn't really know what to do with it. But in the way I was doing with that job, I was like, this is awful. And I was living in Nashville, Tennessee at the time, and I think it was. Okay, I started in 2018, and in early 2018, I was like, I'm gonna do stand up at some point this year. I don't know when. Yeah. But I will do it at some point. And we ended up moving from Nashville to South Carolina to Greenville, and July of that summer, 2018, I went up and bombed my dick off.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah. That's the best. Yeah. It's like looking back, did you think you did good at the time though?
No.
You knew
I
you
was
had
so
bad set?
uncomfortable, bro.
Yeah.
Because
what was the place called?
It's the Comedy Zone. It's a chain. It's a real comedy club.
It's in Nashville.
No, it's in Greenville, but they're all over. It's kind of like the Funny Bone. Okay. They're smaller than the Funny Bone, but it's kind of like that. But so they had an open mic, and where people paid. Everyone in there paid $10 to go to an open mic. Oh shit! Yeah, so there's like a level of expectation.
They're expecting a show. Yeah.
And it's 20 comics at an open mic level in Greenville, South Carolina. So it's like, it's not a good show. you know, it's not a good show to be at, especially if you pay for it. And, but I had no idea what to talk about or any I was like, I just need to go ahead and get this one over. I had so much anxiety about just starting. I was like, I'm not gonna come up with anything funny. I just need to go ahead and just start. And I was like committed. I was like, I don't give a fuck how bad it is. I'm gonna do it for at least 6 months. I bombed my first time. I bombed harder my second time, and I was like, okay, dude, because I thought I was funny. Yeah. And I was like, I'm delusional. I can't get a laugh. Yeah. I've been up twice, 10 minutes, no laughs. How the fuck? I'm supposed to be funny. It was totally just overthinking it, and just. It was all going so fast, and I was so nervous. Ooh, it was terrible. But the third time, I did good. Yeah? By the grace of God.
With the same bits? Were you doing the same material? You were writing new stuff every time, just new ideas? Or how? What changed for you on that third one?
I got lucky.
Shut up. No.
For real. I got lucky as fuck. I got bailed out by fucking something. So, 0 for 2, an ugly 0 for 2. My first set was terrible. Second set, even worse. First set, I went up and talked about, I don't know, there was some article about, or something about Trump and Putin.
So it was like a relevant topical situation.
Yeah, because what else would a first-time comic talk about?
Right, right.
Who doesn't want to hear that?
Who doesn't watch Bill Maher?
Yeah, so I tried to say something funny about that, and I got nothing. And then the second time, I had a bunch of jokes about homeless people and bomb in front of like Clemson students. Like it was like college girls sitting in the front row, and they were like, like it was,
Oh, fuck.
It was so the jokes actually looking back, some of the jokes I'm like, I can maybe use those later.
Yeah.
But I had no delivery, no presence, so I'm just up there shitting on the homeless.
Yes.
From their perspective, but I'm up there like, oh, this is funny, but nothing. So the third time, bro, I got bailed out because it was a Monday, and the day before, we went to the zoo, me and my wife, and I had probably smoked some weed, and we were talking. The dude who checked us in was a Jamaican, and his name was Jose,
What the fuck?
but he was white.
What? Oh no, he was like a Rasta though. He had like braids.
No, just his accent.
Okay. What? The
Yeah,
fuck?
and I was like, dude, I couldn't fucking.
Say
I was
it
like,
again.
I
Can you say it
I
again?
follow a guy on TikTok that's called the Mad Jamaican, and he's white.
okay, yeah. So I had this. I was like, that is insane. But what just happened in front of me, and so I went on stage the next night, and people who work at the zoo were at the show
Oh,
in the front
shit.
row.
So they knew the guy.
They knew the guy, and I found out that they were at the show, and I freaked out. I was like, I don't know how to handle this coincidence.
No, it was like the universe giving
Yeah,
you the piece of the puzzle, and it was
Yeah,
like,
that's what it
Jack,
was.
here you go.
And I wanted to go home so bad. Like I tried to bail, dude. I was so afraid because I was totally shook because I thought I tricked myself at that into thinking I was funny, but I was so not funny. My first two sets, like awful, like bad, like worst comic on the show. Like people want to talk about you, how bad it was,
You
bro. It
fucking
was,
believe that kid?
yeah, I was like, Jesus, because I was in my 30s. I started when I was 30, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's one thing to bomb if you're 18. You know, people will give you the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, you're a
'Cause
grown
you're
up.
just a kid. I'm a man.
Yes.
People are like, dude, fucking,
Figure it
don't
out.
you have a Roth IRA to fucking to worry about? Like,
Right.
get out of here. Okay, so I'm fucking terrified that third show. There's coincidence plays out. These people from the fucking zoo are there, and I'm like, dude, if you can't fucking be funny right now with this coincidence that just happened, then you can't do this. Like, go home now. So I was like, all right, I'm going up. I started talking about Jose, the white Jamaican. They're like, we know him. I was like, yes. And sorry, my bad. I was like,
Oh, what's going on?
No, your phone was showing low
Oh,
battery.
thank you.
I wanted
All right.
to let you know before we switched over to cameras, but now that people are going to know.
Okay, yeah.
my bad. I
He's
didn't
so
play-
much
Oh, no,
better
you're
at this
good,
than
you're
me.
good.
That's right. He's a crucial piece of the puzzle because I'm like I'm just so into the story. I'm like I have no
I
idea.
got you.
All right, so, and I go up there and I get laughs, like real laughs.
Yeah,
And granted, it was only because they knew him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was killing for them.
right. But that's contagious for other people. Like,
Yeah.
people don't want to be missing out on a joke either.
Yeah.
That's a big reason where people start laughing and start. It's like how do you say, the crowd mentality, kind of the
Yeah,
mob
yeah.
mentality, where they're like, oh wow, that must be something we're missing. We better laugh. Like I don't want to look like I'm out of place here.
Yeah,
It's a
I
comedy
don't
show,
look stupid. Yeah.
and you kind of can. That's kind of how people train them and stuff. And that's a cool moment. I heard Andrew Schultz say some comics have presence, and then some comics have jokes, right? And every great now and then you get somebody comes along like a Dave Chappelle or something like that, or like a George Carlin, where they just somehow have it figured out. But I think you have to grow at one or the other, right? Most people have one or the other. You were obviously a talented writer, smart guy, educated guy, to where you were able to utilize that in your writing skills, because you have like a lot of jokes that are like a lot of people that's seen this haven't seen you, but I've seen your sets before. You have a lot of jokes that are like long form, just clever written, and it's just like, your jokes are like 400 words, like a lot of them, but they make so much sense, and you're a good storyteller. So I feel like you were a good writer, and I think it's really cool that somehow during that third thing you found a real life situation that was funny that like morphed in with that, right, and like kind of got you started in your set,
Lucky,
so
bro.
that you could tell those stories.
Yeah.
But it's luck or whatever the fucking universe just throwing you a bone.
Yeah. Truly.
That's pretty dope, dude.
Well, I'm trying to not do long form shit. Like I like the idea of like exploring a thought,
Yeah.
but I kind of like being a little more like explosive.
Yes.
Like real quick.
I think that's good and good to have both in your set. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just it depending on if we're doing like mics, yeah, like, or if we're doing like we're hosting and stuff like that. Definitely good to have a bunch of one-liners or stuff where you're bam 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 and you're really getting people on board with you to where you can bring them along on these long kind of tangents and these ideas because they already trust you.
Yeah.
And they're like, he made us laugh. He kind of trained us to do this. We can definitely. We can kind of go on board with whatever the fuck he's saying. But I think it's good to have both. But so what? Do you think that that's kind of your weakness as far as a comedian? Like you think that maybe your one-liners or your kind of fast stuff is
I
not
just
there?
want to be able to play multiple tempos.
Both sides of the
And especially if you're doing a lot of host sets, like you got to get them on board quick. You need some punchlines fast for them just to get some momentum.
Yeah.
Otherwise you're gonna have a tough host set. Like, because I feel like if you start a host set shitty, then you might not get out of that hole because the audience is so cold.
The rest
like,
of the show might not either.
yeah, you could ruin this. So I feel like I guess since I've been hosting a little bit, I feel like that those are jokes that I want. Something that's a little louder and more kind of explosive out of the gate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm trying to be more just me funny, not necessarily have these written jokes. Even though everything's gonna be written a little bit from all comics.
Yeah.
But I kind of want to be able to go up there and just
Make it conversational.
fuck around. Like the first set I had tonight, that was very much that's what I want to do.
Yeah, no, you were doing good crowd work with the pizza situation, and I mean, who could have asked for a better fucking thing than the buzzer to go off
Yeah, it's
while
perfect.
you're going up there?
That was
the timing
going off.
was so fucking perfect.
As I was going up, it was going off.
It's
I was
so
like,
funny,
fuck yeah.
dude.
I was like, this is gonna be funny.
Yeah, and you played it super well, and it really made your set, good after that because people were already on board. They're like, I don't know, that was dope, dude.
Yeah, I'm
some
trying
wild shit.
because like I like to write jokes and like have thoughtful shit, but the comedy I like is way like more in your face kind of shit. Like I grew up watching so much like Comic View like exclusively on BET. Like
Yeah.
I watched tons of that.
No,
dude.
I was really big into like Kings of Comedy.
Yes.
And, my parents were big on like Comic View, and what's the other one? The one, the Def Jam comedy.
Yeah, dude, I
Dude,
grew
Eddie
up on that shit,
Griffin,
bro.
like-
Like Chris Rock too,
Chris Rock, big.
and then
Eddie
Richard
Murphy.
Pryor was a big one for me too. Like
Yep.
I feel like I listen to, I don't know, I just like guys who really go out there and truly perform. Don't just go up there and just tell jokes, because that's when you talked about Schultz. Like that's people who are doing it both.
Yeah.
You're performing, like you have the jokes. You can basically turn your normal self into setup and punchline.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I'm trying to blend things to where they don't sound like I just want to feel like I'm talking to people.
Yeah. Yeah, I was talking to Travis Charles about that earlier while we were at that second mic, actually, the way that certain people write, because I write both ways, and I've written both ways. Like I have jokes that are pretty long, but not too long, because when I've been up there for too long and stay in the pocket, I feel like I can lose people pretty easily. But as far as writing them out, I try to just write the premise. I try to just keep it in my notepad as a premise. Maybe I'll write it down somewhere or leave it in my computer or whatever. But when I'm going up there, I just want that first idea, because I feel like if I can play with it while I'm up there, every region that I'm in and every group of people is going to be slightly different. So it's like, not just is my language going to change a little bit, but I might also kind of like shorten it up or cut some fat off here and there, depending on where it's at in the set. And it's like, that's an important thing for sure for us to do, especially now while we're just 5 or 6 years in or whatever. Like, as young comics, we kind of got to definitely put that in our tool belt. I think that's an important skill.
Yeah, the process has been elusive. Like, it hasn't been consistent in terms of like creating, cultivating.
I don't think it
material.
is for any art form.
Yeah,
to be honest, I
that's
think it's
the
about getting those jokes down that do work and kind of polishing those up instead of having new shit all the time. Because it's like maybe that's our brain's way of saying, hey, maybe you just need to keep working on what you got, and then we'll give you something to kind of bite on.
Yeah,
here and
you
there.
just need to stay around it.
Yeah, the creativity will leave little breadcrumbs here and there.
Yeah, for real. Because I've definitely overwritten a joke, but then lately, there's jokes I'm doing that I don't even have written down.
Mm-hmm.
And
I just know them by heart, kind of.
Yeah, I just know. It's to me, it's about like finding the energy of the joke
Mm-hmm.
and then being able to embody that.
Almost like a song,
Yeah,
it is. It's like a mood, right?
Do
you think?
Oh no, no doubt. I feel like it is music. There's rhythm. There's lyrics.
There's a structure to it for sure.
And there's. I feel like the best comics, they have like a big range of like octaves that they hit.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the fuck this is.
No, that makes sense. You're like a conductor.
There's an octave.
You're
and
like
there's lots of them.
You got your
But
choir.
like they go like high voices. They do lots of not necessarily impressions, but they're able to make. There's tons of inflection. I feel like the best comedy has like tons and tons of layers to it.
Different emotions, kind of insides the person.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
they're
I
good
feel
at
like
kind of switching on and off.
The music thing I know Seinfeld thinks of his jokes as like that.
Really? I never heard that.
I mean, he hasn't fucking told me that, but I've
No, but it's obviously public information, right? You've heard him say that.
On
Yeah.
Seinfeld. He's not. I have respect for his comedy, but he's not like my favorite comic or anything like that. But
Yeah.
his process and him talking about comedy, I can get down to.
Yeah, as far as icons, we can definitely put him up there with the comics, with the top comics.
I deny nothing he does.
Right, you can't. Yeah, you can't. I mean, even now, the stuff that he's doing with this podcast in the car. I mean, how cool is that for us to get a peek into those people's minds that we have no access to whatsoever? So he's doing us a favor in a lot of ways, with the material that he does. So
No doubt.
think about that. But yeah, he's just a regular kind of guy. I never was a huge fan of his stand-up or anything either, but it's not like I missed his show or anything growing up, right? It's like I was definitely a fan of the show. And
I didn't really watch it growing up. Now I've been seeing some now.
We have a fly in here right now.
As an adult, and I'm like, this is pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
fuck. Like,
Yeah.
There's laughs all through this. Like, I totally get why.
Why it worked.
Yeah.
So well. Yeah. I feel like sometimes my hair looks like Kramer when I wake up. I just look in the mirror. I'm like, hello, Jerry. My name's not even Jerry. It's such a weird thing.
Yeah. Just like schizophrenic, but with all the Seinfeld characters.
Exactly.
That'd be funny.
Oh, dude, that'd be so fun.
Every time you get out of the shower, I just got out of the pool.
Oh, shit. There was like a fucking horror movie, like where there was like a dude that was like 7 different people, and there was like a murder, but he like murders his inner
Split.
child.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
It's
that.
called Split.
Split.
It was not. This was a really old movie.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it was called Split. It had John Cusack in it though.
No.
Ooh, I was
They like
thinking what
checked
you were
into a
thinking.
hotel. Split. What's this? Can you guys tell me what's this?
Split
Same.
is it M. Night Shyamalan?
M. Night
Yeah,
Shyamalan?
it's part of like
Some of the
there's a trilogy. There's
Jane-
the Unbreakable, and then there's Split, and then there's what's the other one?
Well, I don't know.
I'm a big fan of M. Night Shyamalan. I actually saw him on Norm Macdonald's show because when he died, I kind of went back and did a binge on a lot of his stuff and his stand-up and stuff. And I think he has a really interesting story. He comes from a really prominent Indian family who are basically all doctors and lawyers. And his parents thought he was nuts, that he wanted to move to Hollywood and become a film director. And, against
Oh yeah.
a lot of odds, he fucking made it happen. And he's a successful guy without any of his parents' help or any of their money or anything like that. And
Yeah.
kind of funded his first couple
Oh,
movies
you're
on his
thinking
own.
of Identity.
Identity. Dude, that was a great film, bro. Yeah, where it's he's like all these different characters and he ends up killing himself off in some weird way. I don't know how that works. They should do that with all schizos, right? Just let them go inside their own head like a video game and kill the other personalities. We're going to get the bad ones, Billy.
Did you ever see The Cell
I don't.
with Jennifer
Yes.
Lopez?
I think so,
I love
actually.
that movie.
Is that where the dude was locked inside of it? Or he locks her inside of it?
Okay, so the serial killer goes into a coma. They're trying to figure out where one of his victims are because the way he killed people was a timed water chamber that would release water at certain times.
Okay, so they're trying to go into a subconscious.
Yeah, and they're trying to go into his subconscious and like his head is just completely
I remember
fucked.
this film. This was in the 90s, actually.
Vince Vaughn's in it too.
Yeah.
This was like early 90s, and
Early
we think that like
the
Inception
guy-
or
Hugo-
whatever. These
Jennifer
these
Lopez-
films have been around for
The
a
guy
long
who
time.
plays the serial killer is the same guy who plays Gomer Pyle in Full Metal Jacket.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember
That
this.
Vincent, I forget what his last name was.
He's a good actor,
He's
though.
a great actor.
He was, he's been.
He's good at playing weirdos. That's so funny. He's like a typecast, but we need a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Dude. What's Vincent? Is Vincent Freedom?
Well, he played
got
Kingpin
nothing.
and Daredevil, and he had that Law and Order show that ran for a long time.
That's true, too.
Is he a freak on that too? The Law and Order? Does he have like
I'm not sure.
crazy
I just
fetishes?
Probably.
Yeah.
He was like, we found her
I do
feet.
freak work only, man.
He's like, I'm only gonna find cases that are like sex crimes and sex workers. Otherwise, I don't want to solve these anymore. It's just getting boring. I mean, after 20 seasons,
Just bring me the feet.
how many robberies do you really want me to solve? Give me some fucking juice.
That's funny.
Oh shit, dude.
Sal's a fucked up movie though.
That's crazy.
Jennifer Lopez goes into that dude's mind.
Yeah.
I watched it with my grandma.
What do you make?
Super weird.
Wow.
What's the most fucked up movie that you've ever watched with your grandma?
That's it.
He said
For
that's
sure. For sure.
That'd be a good question to
I
ask
think
people on the
Scary
street.
Movie 2 was mine.
Scary Movie 2 where the dude blows himself.
I feel like there's a lot of
That-
jizz.
no, yeah,
Isn't
there's
there
a lot of
jizz
jizz
in
in
Scary
Scary
Movie
Movie
2.
2.
Jizz heavy.
Yeah,
sequel.
So many wild movies
where
that we grew up to.
the clown gets raped.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah, that's right. Man, those movies were nuts, dude. People in the 30s like try to explain shit to like millennials now, and they have no idea what we're talking about. They're like, "You guys are grotesque." We're like, "Dude, we grew up watching this shit. They pumped our head full of it. All these crazy
Are they not
iconic
seeing
movies."
it though? Are they not seeing?
I don't know.
I feel like the internet's no way. It's not better than it was. when
No,
we
but I
first
feel
got
like
it.
it's such they don't even remember.
I think we're the first like generation to have the internet, so like everything like you find out that all these weirdos exist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another reason people get
So-
so freaked out about the news. It's like it's always been crazy shit going on. There's just more people than ever, so there's more stories than ever. But
Yeah,
it's
more
really just
platforms.
But you got to think
Yeah.
about like how many weirdos out there were doing like these weird fetish
and how many
things
people aren't
before-
doing anything where it's just like they're only looking for the stuff that like triggers you to get scared and to kind of think in a certain way. You know what I mean? It's like there's a lot of positive shit going on out there too. Maybe not in Libya where people are locked away, or maybe there's not always opportunities like there wasn't for people during the Holocaust and shit like that. Like there's lots of times and places in history and even right now where people are in a bad spot. But I mean, I feel like not the people who aren't should be trying to live positively and trying to make
could
a
be
way
way
for
worse,
themselves.
dude.
It could be way worse,
It could
dude.
be
That's why I appreciate that I'm alive
way
every day.
worse.
You know?
So did you see anything bad in like Venezuela when you were down there? Was this before socialism?
No.
Okay. It was during.
So I was down there 3 winters. I'm trying to think of the years. 13, 14, 15, something like that. 14, 15, 16. Yeah, the country got worse each time. Like
Okay, every
With
time.
like the riots and like the government.
No,
or
well,
what was going on
they
down
went democratic socialist, didn't they?
there? They were switching it at that time.
But nah, it had been around. I don't know when it started, but it was, yeah. So basically, it got worse 3 years in a row. Like less and less people were coming to the games. The inflation became insane, like comical. Like people talk about inflation here, like gas is up $1. Oh my god! Like the price of a sandwich, in 2014 was like 50 bolibres, which is their, and then a year later it was like 1,000 bolibres.
What the fuck?
And then a year after that it would be like 7,000 bolibres.
What the fuck?
So
dude?
it was
People couldn't afford to live. There was
basically.
nothing.
And they were already on rations. Like you would if you went to a store, you'd have to like give your number, and they're like, "Oh, you bought toilet paper last week, dude. Fucking put it back." Like you can't.
Damn.
Yeah.
It's like everybody has a certain amount on commissary they can get each week.
But from our perspective, we were in the big leagues of Venezuela, so we were in this like elite class.
Yeah.
Where we
You were 1%ers.
no doubt. Like we had because the hotels were amazing.
Yeah.
Shit like that, and we have armed guards everywhere, shit like that. But it's basically you are either in the military, the government, or you're famous.
Yeah.
And then if you're not that, then you're just poor, like
Yeah.
real.
It's a regular common folk.
living in the streets with no shoes, kind of poor. Like
Jesus.
that's.
Yeah.
But
Like Max Payne
I mean,
video game type poor.
yeah, I mean there is a middle class, I'm sure, but not a good place to be middle class.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's the violence is super bad, the drug trade.
Do you think we could ever get like that here? You think that things could ever turn like that here, as far as like how many people there are versus how much, cops and government there are? It's like there's so many of us. We're getting stacked on top of each other every day. People being born every day. Do you think America could eventually, kind of come to a demise and we overturn the government, or somehow they fall apart because of funding, or?
So like things in Venezuela functioned. It wasn't like chaos.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you're there, it's like it's like, oh, okay, they have schools, like they have an economy. It's just everything is like in shitty condition. Like basically, America found oil in Venezuela at some point in the 20th century, maybe the 20s, the 30s, or 40s. I don't know. So they came in and they basically built Venezuela.
Okay.
And that's why baseball's big in Venezuela, because
it's an American kind of founded thing.
Yeah.
I got
so, but like all the shit's like from the 60s, all the buildings, all the architecture, it's all old. So like there's no improvement, there's no advancement. It's like the country is slowly dying. It's not going to be reversed unless.
It's kind of like how Cuba, when they did the.
There's no infrastructure or anything like that. It's just some crazy place they built in the 40s.
Infrastructure, for sure, but we also have more people.
Yeah.
But the thing is, man, like, I don't know. The crime there that happens there, I feel like would never. I don't think it would get to that level here, where people are like coming into a Waffle House with an AK-47 holding up the entire diner.
Yeah.
That's Venezuela.
Right.
That can happen. Here, it doesn't sound like that'll ever happen. I mean, I guess it could.
Right. It could be the Wild Wild West, like the Purge.
It could get that way.
It's like you see these movies and stuff, and all these doomsday bunkers, and these people that like, they got a lot of big ideas, and you gotta, whenever people that have a lot of money and power start talking like that, you kind of got to think about it.
I mean, it's hard to compare America to Venezuela just because the sizes are just different.
Yeah.
The capacities are different. We're a much more powerful machine compared to what they ever have been. But sometimes, dude, like I've seen that there, and like that type of shit does kind of happen here. The elimination of the middle class.
Yeah, it trickles down, dude.
Yeah, and
when you go in these
having this like shitty, like a horrible like pool of people who have been like disenfranchised over time because of the way the system works.
Mm-hmm.
And those same people are also dependent on the system in terms of like giving them their rations or their checks or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's like they're made poor and kept poor by the same people. That was a dramatic.
That's all right.
Bell ring. So it's like you see that in all governments. Like I feel like
you definitely
I don't know,
one
man.
level or another.
After 2020 and 2021, all that bullshit. Like I feel like, because I feel like before that we didn't really feel the power of government. Really, like whenever they say, "Hey, all right, we're gonna fucking make some new rules quickly." That's never really happened before.
Not in our lifetime.
9/11 it did, but I was so young I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah.
But this is the first time I feel like I'm like, okay, like hold on. I don't get to make my choices here.
It's
like,
the first time in our lifetime where we really got to see who was boss, and there was no getting around it.
Yeah, that was fucked up to see.
Yeah.
And that happened everywhere.
Everywhere, no matter what. Some places worse than others.
Way worse.
Some places worse than others.
The whole world got a real bitter dose of, I don't know what the fuck to call it, but it's gonna change the world, bro. I feel
when you see LA and stuff now, dude, like when I watch videos and you hear like people talking that are coming from out there, it's like that's kind of like what Venezuela or something like that. That's what I think of. Like here, it's like the Wild West, like Max Payne, fucking. But it's already happening over there because
no doubt
the gap is so large. It's astronomically large between the poor and the wealthy in that part of the country that there's no turning back. It's not going to get better. We know that. No. People are leaving because of it.
Yeah.
People who have money.
I don't see how that changes. Like Venezuela, I don't know if it's as simple as just having new leadership, but that's never simple. Like you can't go down there and start a coup.
Even here, it's like
I don't know how change happens.
I don't either.
How it really actually.
I don't either. That's I think that's the biggest part of it is like majority of the people don't really understand what's even going on.
Yeah,
it's kind of built that way.
We're definitely I think it's been clear that we've been like kept stupid and afraid,
Yeah.
and because we're a lot easier to kind of prod along.
Makes us more productive.
Yeah, no doubt.
It definitely does.
But it
Makes me
is
want to
like,
go to work and
How
get a
much do
little
we
bit more
even want
money.
to? How much do we even want to know?
Makes you want to
You-
save.
you
Yeah,
know,
that's true too.
It's like, dude, fuck. Like I don't care. Like
That's
I've
true
been so
too.
much like, because I feel like what's been going on over the last couple of years is it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Like
When you
to,
think
to
about
have
living
lived through this,
Yeah.
and like to have basically been in a global science experiment, more or less.
Mm.
A fucking virus got out, the whole world got it. We were alive for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's been insane to be a part of.
It changed everything, and it's still changing. Like things, things aren't normal.
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive.
And still it's not that bad. Like
It's still, yeah, you're right. That's at the end of the day, like when you think about how we live here in the West, as much abundance and as much privilege as we all have over here, and on a multicultural level, it's a beautiful place to be still, even though, it feels like a lot of people are thinking that we're like Greece in its final days or something like that. It's like the Colosseums are built and we're there, the lights are on, but it's like eventually the tables might turn, and it's a scary fucking
things collapse, dude.
They do. That's what. And when
happens.
I start when you start telling me about like Venezuela and stuff, it does kind of make me picture what that would look like here because of all the movies and stuff that we've seen kind of growing up.
I honestly think that we'll split up in the factions before something like that happens.
You think?
Yeah, I think like something like California will become its own if we came to that much turmoil, like the very liberal
You
parts
think the
of
states will start seceding, kind of like how it was before?
A
kinda
liberal
think-
state would never secede. I don't think. A southern
No.
state would.
Yeah,
That's
well, that's what I'm
would.
saying.
They're
That's what I'm-
waiting.
that's
They've been
what I'm
like, hey,
saying.
we-
like. I think
got
that
this
like if we
petition
went
ready.
like full democratic socialist, that a lot of states would either leave the union or they would just. I think
Maybe.
That
I mean, it's gotten-
I honestly think that like it could lead to like.
I feel like there's been real tension between the states over the
yeah.
last, for sure.
especially as far as funding and things like that, with all this big money coming back in and everything.
Just everything,
resetting,
the way
yeah.
that they fucking dog each other, the way these governors go at the president and vice versa, and all this shit. It's,
The way the Senate is.
Not
Yeah.
just the politicians, but what about like the kind of the multiculturalism that they push on us to kind of make us all go against each other? It's like if we just all acted like we were equal anyway, it's like we wouldn't.
yeah.
It separates us.
I think that
You know what I mean?
I think a lot of humans know this, like
Yeah.
instinct, like they understand. Like when you're online, it's way easier to think of groups of people in good or bad light. But when you're in presence of someone, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah, you just feel energy. You don't even think
you
about
don't-
that.
You don't think about
It's nothing.
whatever narrative they've
Yeah,
attached.
Exactly. It's like what kind of energy can we kind of transfer to each other in a positive way? That's how I feel.
Yeah, man, it's fucking.
Humans are powerful creatures, but at the same time, we are at the mercy of our leaders.
Yeah, but if you like, I'm just saying though, like if you really watch like a Senate or House hearing, you'll realize how big of a joke all this shit is. Like that's the way I look at it.
As
Like,
far as the people-
as far as us not having any bipartisanship, that's why I could see
What does that mean?
that bipartisanship means like the
A
Democrats
say,
and the
like-
Democrats and the Republicans coming together to make a better country.
Which is supposed to be the plan, essentially.
It's
That's the plan,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
supposed to be the plan.
Is that how it was set up
but,
originally?
Yeah, no, that's exactly how it was supposed. George Washington, when he was elected president, he said they were trying to do parties before he was elected, and he says, "Do not do parties."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
He
yeah.
was one of the main people that said parties will divide this country.
Let's
and
not
we need to
label
stand
each other
united.
essentially, right? Because as soon as you start doing
Not a
that,
direct quote from the guy, but essentially what he was trying to say.
I don't know. There's only one thing right now that really all of the parties and all of the networks are kind of getting behind, and that's everybody needs to have this medicine in them right now, right? That seems to be the only thing that they're really all agreeing on, which is quite interesting.
No doubt.
It's quite interesting.
Are you vaccinated?
I'm not vaccinated.
I'm not either.
I'm also not.
We, my
I feel like
wife
we're in
and
an AA meeting right now.
My whole thing though is like, I don't know why. Like, cause like especially like this dumb shit. Like, if you go to donate sperm right now, you'll get more money for your sperm than a vaccinated person would.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, they're trying to hold it like
no,
Noah's
this is
Ark.
like I'm being.
He said, "Hold on, listen."
Like,
Hey, can you look that up for us,
no,
Jamie? Can you?
yeah,
can
Fat
you?
Jamie.
Yeah, Fat Jamie. I'm not gonna say it. That's John's nickname for you. John Morris's nickname for you. But yeah,
Hold
how
on.
much can you get for
Hold
a
on,
load
hold on,
right now? It doesn't. You don't have to type in vaccinated or unvaccinated. Let's not worry about that. But let's just say, how much can you get for a load of sperm right now? That's an important question.
What's the market?
What is the market value, and what kind of situation are we going to be in trying to talk to our spouses about the importance of this right now?
Yeah.
You know, how are we going to explain that to
So
our
hold
girls?
on.
Okay.
So hold on.
Yeah, give it to me. Lay
So
it on me. I'm your girlfriend.
They're saying that
Babe.
the unvaccinated sperm
Babe.
is more valuable. We have.
Yeah, that's what.
You think you're
Okay, I
a
want to look
fucking
it up.
superhero?
I want to look it up after
You think
this.
you want to save the fucking world? Or you want to save this fucking relationship,
But
Jack?
I want to look it up,
Babe.
just to make sure. But
Babe.
it's like,
I'm locking up.
Babe.
but the average sperm donor is paid between $100 and $150 per visit.
That's better than blood, I'm sure. But if you hit both in one day, I'm sure you can make a pretty decent wage.
Yeah, that's true. And
You can't.
You
like,
eat a
there's like
cheeseburger.
Jump back and forth. You're gonna need something. You
Yeah.
guys have free pizza here.
Yeah.
One time I used to go to Planet Fitness before I had an actual decent gym, and they would have fucking pizza there sometimes. It's like right when you'd really get into it too. And really, I'm like 2 months into this fucking clean eating and all this training every day, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's pizza right there. And you have to smell it. Even if you don't want to eat it, you got to smell it the whole time you're working out. There's like 12 of them on the table. It's just like, it's a cycle of life, dude. It's a revolving door, dog. That's how they keep it coming back.
I don't know, but apparently there's demand for sperm donors.
How long we been going, Zachary? What's it say on the Zoom?
It's this on the Zoom.
Yeah.
It says we got an hour and 21. We can wrap it up here soon,
Okay.
but I want to
Let's talk
I
about
want
this.
to tell you what this article says. Is unvaccinated sperm really the next Bitcoin?
Let's
Shut
go,
the
dude.
fuck
Let's
up.
go. Hey,
Oh, what if we start
Let's-
shooting in cups and just putting it in the freezer?
we
and
need to
just kind of
start.
saving it ourselves.
We need to start an army.
We need to get ahead of the game. Whoa. Relax, dog.
Dude, we have the
The firepower.
yeah, we
necessary.
have the seed.
We do, bro. This is fucking.
I haven't read the Bible, but I feel like this is in the Bible.
This
or
is
something.
Johnny Appleseed right now, bro.
Yeah.
We need to spread this apples trees across America.
The world needs us.
Yeah.
We're like X-Men
Seriously, dude.
or something.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll let me do it. I got a bunch of tattoos and shit. I don't know.
That'll
if they-
keep you from.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's.
Okay,
true.
so apparently
It's never kept me from giving blood.
So
or anything.
apparently, like, it's not just the unvaccinated, but they're just having a sperm donor shortage.
Okay.
Well, I
So-
take back everything.
How many?
I said.
How many can you do a day? How many do they accept?
I think you can only do like one.
Yeah,
One a
I think
day?
you can do
Only
one
one, dude, only
like
one.
one donation like a week or something.
one
like that.
per week.
Yeah, they need it all. They
That doesn't seem fair.
Yeah, but like I mean, like
I feel like I could pump some
think
more out.
about think about how many you could do a day if you really wanted.
Yeah,
to.
but they would be low quality.
Yeah, exactly. If you could do one a day, if you
But
could,
they're running short, so just take what
if you can get on some
That's
Winstrol,
that's a fair point.
if you can get on some Winnie V, I was,
Winnie V boost your sperm count.
dude, I don't know, but you when you come, bro, it's like such an enormous amount. It's like ridiculous, bro. It's so
Yeah, because
ridiculous.
it's horse steroids.
That's
It's
exactly. No,
What is
did you notice I said V? Winstrol V. It's for veterinarians. It's for horses. That's the shit that I was taking when I
Yeah.
was taking. I wasn't able to get like the real shit. Like,
you were getting.
my dude like knew a vet or whatever. I don't know how it worked. I don't know how it worked, but
I think like horse handlers can get veterinarian stuff.
I
too,
didn't
like-
find out until like after. But like he had said 100 times when I got it from, yeah, Winnie V, you like the Winnie V? That's what the Winnie V. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, Winnie V. And then I started doing research because it actually fucked me up when I came off of it, like emotionally and like physically for a couple of months. I was completely unaware.
man, yeah.
I was completely caught off guard by all this. So I needed to get like over the counter test boosters and I needed to try to like get like all this
my
stuff, right? And it
God.
fucked me up. And so I started doing research and I'm like, Winnie V. I was like, what's the difference between Winstrol and Winstrol V? And they were like veterinarian. And I was like, oh my God. So I'm taking animal fucking
Man.
steroids. And yeah, those are the only steroids I've ever, and it was oral. I've never shot any steroids or anything. It was just
Okay.
under the tongue. So
Man.
pretty wild, dude. Pretty fucking wild.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
I know
yeah.
a couple dudes who took, I think it was pills or oral or some shit like that.
Yeah.
But
I feel like it's not as bad. Probably worse for your liver overall as far as toxicity is concerned. But
yeah, probably not a good idea.
yeah, probably not. Probably fucked me up, dude. Definitely fucked me up like emotionally. Like it kind of made me feel like a bitch for like a month. Like for real. Like
Really?
just like not. I was just not horny or anything. I could use it if I needed to,
Mm-hmm.
but just not even a thought. It was just I was the opposite. But the whole time I'm
just
on
thinking
it,
about running in a field somewhere.
yeah, exactly. Like the whole time I'm on it though, like super horny, like every day. Like you can't get enough. Like wake up with ragers. You can't. I'm like,
Sounds like when you get off antidepressants.
is it the same way?
And when you get off antidepressants,
That fucks your
you're-
dick up too,
dude,
right?
Dude, when you're on antidepressants,
Yeah.
you could sit there and play with it like it was like just a pile of pud, but like
It doesn't even. So it doesn't
like
work.
it does,
essentially.
you don't get the big finish.
A lot of people say that on SSRDs, like Adderall or any kind of mind-altering substance, as far as like psych meds, they fuck with you. They fuck with you mentally, because they say it's all mental when it comes to like an erection and stuff like that. It's like I don't think it's a physical thing at all. Besides testosterone, when you get older, obviously you lose test, right? So that has a huge factor as far as libido. But I think any of the mind-altering substances that change it, if it's not changing you chemically like a Viagra or something like that would, which is something that dilates your vessels, I think it's just mental. And that's my opinion. I'm no doctor, obviously.
I would probably
but
agree with that.
I
But
think
there's
lot
probably
of
a
it's-
blood pressure thing too, like as you get older.
That's
like you
true
said,
too.
but,
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or when you're coming off those steroids, it could affect your blood pressure too. I never even
so you
considered
could be
that.
like depressed or something, and that's all it takes.
It gave me a severe depression.
Yeah.
I think that could have been
I
what
feel like
caused
I've
the
heard that.
impotence.
I feel like that's out there. Like
Yeah.
that the mood swings and shit like that. People are fucking. They go crazy off of, or they can.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew of this guy. I didn't know him, but this guy I think his name was Tom Gunner, and he was from this neighborhood that I grew up in. And this guy was years older than me, but my parents used to talk about it. And he had real bad roid rage, and one day he just shot himself in his driveway. Got into an argument with his girlfriend. What's up? Is the camera off or something?
No, it's we're running about at 1:30.
Okay, you just give me the light. All right, I'm gonna finish this story. Yeah, so but basically, this guy just got into an argument with his girlfriend and he just shot himself in his car in his driveway from steroids.
And that's the show. We're done now. We end on that.
That's it.
We end on a suicide. No, that's a bummer.
Yeah,
But no, dude. With
It is what it is, though,
no,
right? What do you say?
Wrestlers do that. It happens with them.
yeah. Chris
that.
Benoit,
Yep.
Father of the Year.
Yep.
That's what I always say.
Dude, all right. So I saw this TikTok the other day where this dude's around all of his kids and they're like beating him with like pillows and just like he's just sitting there trying to play his game, and then out of nowhere, the Chris Benoit stage entrance music comes on.
Oh my God, that's so fucking funny, dude. You had to send me that.
I'll have to
That's
find
so
it.
funny.
I'll have to find. There's a couple of them that I've seen, but that one was the funniest. Like,
Dude, well, you know what? If anyone made it this far into the episode, they're obviously invested in a lot of stuff you had to say today, and they were interested in your story. So you want to do your Instagram? You want to tell your Instagram?
Oh, I
I'm gonna
just got
plug-
Instagram, dude.
You okay? Go ahead and
Just
plug that
got
up.
it.
I'm gonna follow you too.
I don't even know what my screen name is.
We're
Dude.
gonna find out.
Is screen name even what people say?
I think no. Yeah, your name, just your Insta name,
Oh, so
username.
my name is Jack Snodgrass.
His name is Jack Snodgrass.
And
can
my
follow
handle
him.
is jack.snod.grass.
Jack.snod.grass.
Yeah.
You guys follow my guy here. Dude, thanks for coming. You have a really cool story, like your baseball career. Really compelling stuff, dude. And then I think it's super funny how you kind of started comedy and through the shitstorm, and then you just figured it out somehow.
Yeah, we're trying,
Fucking
bro.
Jamaicans at the zoo, bro. White Jamaicans at the zoo.
It was my little miracle
Yeah.
that happened.
This has been fun, dude.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad you came, bro. And yeah, I'll send this to you when it's done. Let's wrap it up. Cool, dude.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Did your ears get fatigued in those a little bit?
Mine?
I'm glad I got that on camera.